Hello, everybody. Welcome to astraeakeva. I'm Ayo, and this is day number 150 of my 365 days of art. Yay! Wow. So I have about 116 more days to go for my daily art. So in this video, I decided to talk about how drawing art and doing art every single day has sort of helped me in a sense, and what I think about it, how I feel about it. Do I feel happy? Do I feel as though I've accomplished something? Did it really help? So I'm just gonna talk about these little topics today. But anyway, let me start off with why I started drawing art for 365 days. I've already shared it before. I'm not going to go too in depth about it, but last year I lost both my parents. I was in a slump. I felt depressed. I felt hopeless. I just felt as though nothing is going to work out for me. And so because of that, I didn't do anything. I didn't touch any artwork. I was doing hyperrealism at that time, and so I didn't even touch my pencils, and my sketchbooks were empty. I mean, some of them are still empty now, but I just felt very down and low, and I signed up for this online class, right? And it wasn't like I didn't know any art, but I thought maybe I should improve my art skills. Maybe if I had some sort of motivation or something or someone pushing me to do it, I will be able to do it. So with that thought process in mind, I decided to sign up for some online classes, and during those online classes I didn't feel inspired to do any of my assignments as well. But what happened was I sat down and I thought about it. I'd invested some money into my drawing tablet, and I had to kind of do some deep thinking. I spend money on my art supplies, but I wasn't using them. Does that mean that I'm a good steward of what I have? I really had to think, and I wasn't a good steward of my drawing tablet. I wasn't using it. Am I wasting my money? Am I wasting my time? And so because of that, I decided to start doing something with my drawing tablet. The very first few drawings on my drawing tablet for my 365 days of art were not portraits of people or anything like that. They were just like little you guys have seen little circles that I draw. That's sort of my signature. That's what I like to draw. They symbolize like hope. They symbolize and push me to draw. That's kind of what I connected to. And so that's kind of how I started doing art. I drew over pictures, sort of like a graphic design style going on. That was in April. And then in the month of May, in April, I had a theme of flowers. In May, I had a theme of, clouds, because I really want to travel, but I can't. But in the month of June, I started to draw people. I started hearing people say, you need to draw, keep drawing, keep drawing, keep drawing. So I said, okay, since I'm doing my 365 days of art, why don't I just draw people and objects and all of these things just to gain some experience? So that's how I started. I had a lot of fear going into drawing people and all of that. I was very fearful. I didn't know how to go about it. I didn't know if people were gonna like it. There were a lot of overwhelming thoughts that were going through my mind at that time, and I actually wanted to give up, because in my mind I always thought that I needed to impress people, and I needed to I needed to get a lot of subscribers, and I needed to get a lot of followers on Instagram. I needed to grow. I was looking at other artists instead of looking at myself. And so I kind of had to step back and tell myself, no, I need to be my own competition. And that's sort of my mentality right now. I am my own competition. I only look at my own art and my old art, and I want to improve on that. I don't really care that much about other people's art because I have my own art style and I know why I'd create art in the first place. I also had to change my mindset about creating a webcomic, which I talked about in my last video already. But with that, I also wanted to tell myself that I have to finish what I start. If I started my challenge, I need to finish it. I don't want to be that person that sort of never fulfills what they say. I need to fulfill what I say. I need to do what I say. And so because of that, I just had to keep going. Right now, at 150 days of art, reflecting on myself, let me start off with my mentality. I'll talk about my mentality first. My mentality, and then I will talk about my skills, and then my plans. So mentally thinking about how I used to think. I used to think very negatively. I had a lot of internal fears. At that time, I didn't have a lot of people supporting me as an artist. I come from a very conservative family, and they don't view art or being an artist as a career path. And so I had a lot of negative thoughts and negative mindsets. But now I feel more confident. I like what I do. I feel as though my art has improved dramatically. And also, I feel as though my internal thoughts when I do art, my intuition when it comes to artwork has improved. I can look at an artwork that I'm doing and see my mistakes quite fast and correct those mistakes. This is something I never had in the past, and this is sort of my skills as well. Going into my skills, how my skills improved after 150 days of art. I can see my mistakes. Basically, I can correct my mistakes even after uploading a video on my social media sites, and I rewatch the video. I'm able to see my mistakes, and then I tell myself, in the next video I'm going to correct this, or I'm going to correct that, or add something or remove something that's not needed. So my skills have improved. My ability, my hand-to-eye coordination has improved. My ability to look at references, my viewpoint about references used to be very rigid. I used to think that references are not needed because I heard a lot of artists say that, but now I use references almost all the time. Unless I'm drawing something that requires my imagination, I can't find a reference. But using references has helped me build my visual library. And also, when I look at references, I tend to tweak it to fit my own art style. So my art isn't 100% exactly like the reference. I've learned to come to a point where I'm trusting myself, where I trust my own creativity, and I like that. I never thought I would come to that place. Honestly, I never thought that I would come to a place where I would trust myself as an artist, but I am there, and I'm quite happy about that, which is something I always wanted to do. I wanted to trust myself. I wanted to trust who I am as an artist, basically. My plans. So lastly, I want to talk about my plans and my artwork. I realized that I have like 2 different art styles depending on what I'm trying to do, which I'm okay with. My first art style would be semi-realistic rendering, which is fantasy or even real life scenarios. Semi-realistic rendering has its own art style, and I like it. Much like yesterday's painting, I have that art style, but I also have another art style that's more comic book like, that I'll probably use in my comic book later on when I create my webcomic. But in the past, I used to have a very rigid mindset, a very rigid thought process when it comes to my artwork, and I used to put myself in a box and say, you can't do it this way. But now I'm more like, I will do whatever I feel like I want to do right now. Whatever feels right at the moment, I will draw it this way. When I draw hair, I draw it my own way. When I draw eyes, I will draw it my own way. So I've come to that point. I think that is my biggest and greatest accomplishment, which I'm quite happy about, is the fact that I'm more confident and I'm happy about my art. I'm happy about myself. I have grown in confidence. That negative mentality that I was talking about earlier is slowly dwindling away. And so I really want to be more happy, and I would want my viewers to be more happy. That's kind of why I'm quite open about talking about my parents and talking about my life. I don't like hiding things. I don't like working like behind the scenes and acting like somebody I'm not, because I want people to know that, yeah, being an artist is quite hard, but you can also be yourself as you're an artist. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I don't think I will stop. I don't have any I'm not burned out at all. I enjoy my daily art quite well. I enjoy every single bit of it. I actually don't want to stop, and I'm wondering if it's just a momentary thing. I hope it's not a momentary thing, because I hope by the time I reach 365 days, I will probably want to continue as well. But yeah, I want to, but I also want to create my webcomic, so I'll probably focus more on that at that time. But yes, that is all for today's video. I don't want to talk about things that I didn't intend to talk about, but tell me what you guys think. Are you guys doing any challenges for yourself? Are you guys studying, or what are you guys up to? I really want to hear from my viewers, and let me think. Please feel free to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment. It will help. Well, everybody likes to talk about the algorithm, but it's quite true. It does help it, and I would like to reach 1,000 subscribers soon. Let me know what type of videos you guys like. I've noticed that my draw along with me records are quite popular, so I will continue to do those. They're actually helpful for me as well, because I get to study, so I'm going to continue doing them anyway. Do you guys like my portrait drawings? Let me know. Would you guys like me to draw objects? Yeah, just share your thoughts. But yeah, that is all for today's video. You can, if you want to support my art, you can find my print stores both on InPrint as well as on ArtStation. And I also have Patreon, where I do some tutorials, and you can also ask me some questions. Yeah, so you can also ask me some questions on my Patreon, and we can find some solutions for any questions you might have there. So that is all for today's video. I said this for like the 100th time already, but I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.